Cornerstones are critical to the stability and foundation of any building. Let's look at some great structures here in America. For example, the Empire State Building, the Biltmore Estate, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Carnegie Hall, and even our own White House. These are just a few amazing structures in the U.S. But all over the world, there are historic landmarks like the Colosseum and the Taj Mahal. Now, all of these buildings have cornerstones. These are the foundational points that support the weight of all of the other parts of these buildings. The architects of all of these structures began with a vision in mind of what the structure would look like and broke each component down into parts that would result in the overall completed manifestation of their dream. It took time to analyze the details and comprise plans that would allow for these buildings to stand the test of time. I think of how our great nation was built, and I envision our founding fathers working together to draft plans for the greatness that they knew was possible. They had to take each element of government and deal with it carefully to be sure that the cornerstones were strong and positioned exactly where they needed to be to provide lasting support to the structure they were creating. Lots of time, thought, prayer, and sleepless nights were dedicated by men that had a dream that they would never live to see the full benefit of, but they were dedicated to building it anyway. Over the years, those cornerstones have been protected by men and women who have given their lives to help them endure. Never did any of them intend for the cornerstones of our United States to be removed from their intended places for those of their foundational necessities that support all of our freedoms. Our Constitution is one of those cornerstones, and it is under attack, being called outdated. Politicians are working to change and water down the strength of these cornerstones. The logic tells me that if we start losing key components of our Constitution, our freedoms go with it. If we start to diminish the strength and stability of the governing principles that made this nation great, we will experience an implosion of these structures, the protection and the blessings it provides. We will be left sorting through the rubble, and all of the beauty will be lost. The Second Amendment protects all of the others. It would make as much sense as trying to pull out the second story of a 27-story building and not expecting there to be any damage to anything else, or even a total collapse. It's time to speak up and start having bold conversations with those around us about the true state of our nation and the need to preserve it. Otherwise, we are choosing to stand by while lesser men and women release the wrecking ball on our foundations, our freedoms, and our futures.